We have reached it. Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Let's Play WWE 2015. We have arrived at Survivor Series. And questions will be answered, but I guarantee you this. Some questions may be answered, but I guarantee you that by the end of the show, you will have more questions than answers, even with the answers that you get tonight. So, without further ado and further delay, let's get to the first match on tonight's pay-per-view. This may be the dark match, but it's still a match, as we have the traditional Survivor Series elimination match in Team Cobra and the Los Matadores and Emma against Alex Reynolds, Brian Kendrick, Fandango, David Otunga and Layla, and the Matadors, Ryder, Santino and Emma defeat Alex Reynolds, Brian Kendrick, Fandango, David Otunga, and Layla in a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. And now we move to the next segment, which is Joe Hennig competing for the first time since Ric Flair started managing him on the pre-show against Bo Dallas just as a test run. And speaking of a test run, Naomi up against Alicia Fox on the pre-show. Nothing much to the pre-show matches. Other than, their pre-show matches, that's about it. If I had to wager a guess, I would probably tell you that the Joe Hennig match would be the dark match for the event at the arena, and the other two matches would be for the pre-show on YouTube or the WWE Network. But now we are kicking off the show with Michael, JBL, and Jerry Lawler welcoming you to the 24th annual Survivor Series, where hopefully tonight we will get some answers as to the future of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We're not going to have to wait that long as Triple H and Stephanie come to the ring and almost immediately call out Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Brock and Paul join Stephanie and Triple H in the ring, and Paul Heyman says he wants to clear the air, that he had nothing to do with Randy Orton and John Cena getting attacked last week on Raw. He had nothing to do with it because he wasn't here. And Hunter and Stephanie should know that he doesn't have to hire anyone to take care of business because Brock Lesnar is not afraid of anyone. Because Brock Lesnar has beaten and can beat anyone, and doesn't need to attack them and take them out. He can do it in the ring. Don't you remember, Hunter? Fact of the matter is, that leaves Hunter and Stephanie untrusting of Paul Heyman, and Paul says, trust me. You think back to when he broke your arm. Do I need someone to take care of business for me, or can he do it myself? Or can he do it for me? I don't need somebody to take care of John Cena or Randy Orton before Brock Lesnar can take care of him. I didn't hire anyone. You have other problems on your hand. You know what, Hunter? And here I thought you were going to be a man and try and stand up for your father-in-law. But you're not. You're just like him. You're just like him because the only thing you care about is money. Because you knew that Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, because you know Brock Lesnar versus either one of those two guys would have been money. You don't care about the talent, you care about the fact that they would have given you a good buy rate. You're just like Vince. And that's the reason why you're blaming it on me, because you can't handle the fact that you are just like Vince. Because you never wanted to be like him. You know, before the segment ends, Stephanie walks up to Paul, asks what's so bad about being like my dad, and Paul says, nothing. But your dad's just like me. We're untrusting, we hate people, and we don't care who we have to step on to get to the top. Then Stephanie slaps Paul. Which makes Brock get in front of Paul and face to face with Stephanie, then Triple H face to face with Brock, and then Paul gets in between Brock and Triple H, pushing Brock out of the ring. The segment ends. We move to the next segment, which is the Dust Brothers versus the New Day, and the Dust Brothers are actually victorious against the New Day. And if you want an explanation, well, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow night on Raw to find out the explanation. Because I'll give it to you tomorrow night on Raw. As we move forward, Dolph Ziggler is interviewed backstage about his upcoming match against The Miz. That's right, Dolph got his match. Dolph got the victory. If you don't know how, because you saw Raw but you didn't watch SmackDown, now's your opportunity. Go back and watch SmackDown. This is not going to be your last opportunity in this video to go back and watch it, but this is your first. So, go back and watch it, then come back and watch this one, and then you can understand why you didn't know, or why Dolph is here, because I'm pretty sure the match is a part of the SmackDown video. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or why I may not understand it, once again, go back and watch so you can explain, so I can go back and watch the video so you can understand my confusion with trying to explain it. As we move forward, the Big Show versus Mark Henry. And the next segment will give you the explanation as to why Big Show is versus Mark Henry on a pay-per-view in 2014. And that is because Big Show is in the ring celebrating when all the lights go off, and when they return, he is down and hurt. Look dazed. He looks dazed from the assault. And whoever attacked him is nowhere to be found. You remember this? This is a very similar attack to the one that a mystery man inflicted on John Cena last week on Raw, and very also similar to the one that happened to Randy Orton on Raw. But Big Show is now joining Randy Orton and John Cena on the shelf after the attack. Why? Well, that's why I put him on the show. Because he is number 3. Now we move to the next segment, which is Lana in the ring. She issues an open challenge to anyone backstage, and the challenge is accepted by Heath Slater, as Heath Slater will be in the ring against Rusev, as Rusev defends the United States Championship. That's right. If you get the reference that Heath Slater's actually accepting or getting the opportunity to challenge for the United States title, drop a comment if you get it and say, I get it. But this time, the only difference between now and in real life, nobody's interrupting him. as, I'm not kidding, Slater is getting the title shot. And, of course, Rusev is victorious in his title defense, his first title defense as the United States champion since he won back the title in the tournament to crown the new United States champion. Yes, does it not make sense? Yes, I know, but Rusev's undefeated and I wanted to keep it that way. Why didn't you just keep him with the belt? Vacating the title seemed more fun. Yeah. Either way, he won. Now look who pulls up backstage. We're backstage in the parking garage, and a limo pulls up, and out gets Mr. McMahon. You gotta wonder, what the hell is Mr. McMahon doing here tonight? Well, you're gonna find out soon, as Mr. McMahon will be in the ring before the end of the night. And you will get some answers. Just as Renee Young walks up to Vince McMahon to try and get some answers of what happened on Monday and why Vince is here tonight, Vince puts up his hand and tells Renee, shh, you are not gonna get answers, because I will give answers when I see fit. I will go out to that ring, my ring, when I see fit. I have nothing against my son-in-law and daughter running the show. I came here on my own fruition. I came here because I have something to say. Because I have a reason to be here. And because last time I checked, I don't have to give a reason why I'm here. Because I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. And if I want to be here, I'll be here. And yes, if you wanted to know, that was just a lame excuse for me to do my Vince McMahon impression. Not good? What are you going to do? Whatever the case may be, we move to the next match, which is the Intercontinental title match. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, and The Miz is victorious after cheating to gain the victory using a foreign object. If I had to guess, it would probably be the trademark old school foreign object, that being the brass knucks. And either way, The Miz is victorious. And now we move backstage with Seth Rollins, who walks into the authority's office. The first words out of his mouth say, "Where's Triple H and Stephanie?" And Kane says, "Ooh, they're dealing with other things." Seth goes on and complains and bitches and bitches and bitches and bitches. And Kane basically tells Seth that, "I'm sick and tired of hearing you bitch, moan, and complain about me and everything. You want to prove to these people you're the future? You want to prove to me how much better than me you are? Then tonight you're competing. And you're not competing in just any match. You're competing with your Money in the Bank briefcase on the line. Because you want to prove you're the future. Prove that you belong in the future, and that your future, and that Money in the Bank briefcase has your future written all over it. Tonight, you compete with that briefcase on the line." That's right, Rollins defends the briefcase later tonight. Because Kane is sick and tired of hearing Rollins complain, and he wants Rollins to prove that he's as good as he say he is. And now we move to the next match, which is the WWE Divas title match. Natalya versus AJ, and guess who wins? Natalya. Natalya is victorious and is the new WWE Divas champion, and then we see her husband, Tyson Kidd, come out from the back and celebrate with his wife. As I also just turned Tyson Kidd babyface to where he's happy for his wife, and they come out to celebrate. Now we move to the challenge. I guess you could say something I started on SmackDown a few weeks ago, where Bad News Barrett returned, the night that Bad News Barrett returned, and he said that this is the Bad News Open Challenge. And why is it? Because whoever accepts his challenge, he says one little phrase before they start. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. And it is bad news for Justin Gabriel, as Bad News Barrett is victorious over Justin Gabriel tonight in Barrett's second match, to your knowledge, since returning from his injury 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. But it seems like this open challenge, this Bad News Open Challenge, is working out well for Bad News Barrett. Rollins makes his way out to the ring now, and Rollins grabs the mic and complains about the fact that he shouldn't have to be competing in this match tonight, especially putting his briefcase on the line. This is an abuse of power from Kane, and he is not going to stand for it. That leads to the announcers talking about how the tension between the Authority members will be settled as Randy's out of the picture, and it's just Kane and Rollins acting like 2-year-olds, as Michael brings it up, but JBL critiques him and says they're just that talented that they have egos. They get past the egos, they can be a family again. Either way, it doesn't matter. Seth Rollins retains his briefcase and defeats R-Truth. Now I'm just a bit afraid of how this pay-per-view is going to go with seeing how bad our main event was. Yes, my friends, that was the main event. Rollins versus R-Truth. And now we move to the next segment, which is Mr. McMahon and Triple H making their way back out to the ring with Stephanie, and they call out Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar once again. And Brock and Paul come back out to the ring, and Mr. McMahon says one thing, and that is, Paul, I know it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you because I know you weren't here. And because you are right, we both think alike. And you had nothing to gain from it. So you, obviously, wasn't the one who did it. But you were called back out here for one reason and one reason only. Brock still has something that's mine. And that is the WWE World Heavyweight title. So Paul, either Brock comes out and defends the title, or he gives me the title right now, and I keep it in my possession and I bring it back where it belongs, right with the McMahons. Mr. McMahon, has Brock ever defied you? Has Brock ever turned down a challenge? If you find someone capable of facing my client, then you have a deal. Brock will show up and fight. Then let's do it. I want Brock here. You give me 2 weeks, Paul, and I'll have a competitor capable of facing your client next month at TLC. You have yourself a deal, Mr. McMahon. You have yourself a deal. Just before they shake hands, and just before Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman and Mr. McMahon shake hands, sealing the deal this happens. Bray Wyatt makes his way to the ring, makes an appearance, and it's a face-off between Bray and Brock Lesnar. But before anything serious can happen, Paul, Hunter, Stephanie, and the rest of the Wyatt family get in between Bray and Brock. But there is indeed a ton of yelling back and forth between Bray and Brock Lesnar. The interest, the intrigue, and the mystery. What would happen if Bray Wyatt got in a ring with Brock Lesnar? Would Bray be able to defeat the Beast, or would the Beast take Bray down? This is one of the many reasons why I told you to not miss Survivor Series. And though the game thinks that Survivor Series wasn't very good in real life either, so I really did not have too much expectations, or the bar wasn't very high set for me. So me doing it like this and using pretty much Survivor Series as a bridge pay-per-view is what WWE is more than WWE can say they've done in real life. But either way, we increased popularity in 20 regions and decreased in 16. Eventually, it'll be where we're gaining popularity in every region and losing in nowhere. But like I keep saying, it takes time. It takes time to get my vision for the company over, and my vision for the company is slowly but surely taking shape and will eventually be front and center. I would probably wager to guess by a few months before WrestleMania. And if you don't want to wait that long, well, number one, get patience. Second, come back when it's closer. But other than that, let me know in the comment section below, would you like to see if Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt actually happened? Would you like to see a feud like that happen, or would you already know the outcome? And would that take out the excitement from the feud? Also, how happy are you that the Big Show got attacked? Let me know in the comment section below, what was your favorite part of the show? What do you think I could have done better? And what would you have done if you were in my position? Let me know all that in the comment section below right now. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.